that's not an accident. How they get all these contracts when you can't find. I mean, I can think of a bunch of artists who could barely be on TV. Black artists who could barely be on TV. They gave them three little parts. I would like to see more Nia Long. Incredible actress, beautiful girl. Why doesn't she get more work? She's pretty. Ain't she pretty?
Yes, she's pretty.
Yeah, she's beautiful, but she does not get that work because she doesn't take them roles where you're fighting and crying and screaming over a man and running. I mean, like, we have to see where there's some manipulation going on as well. So yeah, that's not to clean up anything. The moral compass for both black male and female is low, but I'm saying that a lot of it is by design.
So where do you think that design come from? You think it come from the upbringing?
I think the OJ said it. Money, 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 money. Singing it. Money, 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 money. Black culture sells. It always has sold. It always has sold. I mean, we knew it was selling when Elvis ripped off stuff from an old fat black lady. I ain't nothing but a hound dog. Like, this is not a new experience with us. The only thing that's really new is that they've allowed really sort of corruption, all the corrupt thought, all the sort of mindsets that destroy us as a group. They allow that to run 24/7, 365. 24/7, 365 it runs.
So Wanda, come tell me something about the He Came to Me.
He Came to Me. That's almost nobody ever asked me about that poem. I had one gentleman on my journey I met who was looking at like a 12-year sentence. It was the only person that I dated who actually potentially was going to go back to jail, and or had been to jail. He had revolved in and out of the penal system, but was for the most part a pretty stellar person. Part of what I committed to in my journey was not to judge men. That if they appealed to me on some level and I had an authentic interest and they was willing to date me, then I would date them. And so he was one of them. And he came with a lot. I really liked him. Beautiful spirit. But it was just interesting how one of the things I walked away with that man learning was he was really kind of a CEO kind of thinker. Like, everything about him, he was really, really smart. And I said to him, how did you end up in this drug game? Because, like, he could have ran any business that he wanted to. I mean, just like, a lot of times they make you think that everybody is a runner, everybody's just a flunky, a send-off. He was like just highly intelligent, and he just did it because it was available to do. But he never had to do that. Like, his brain, I said, Joe, your thinking is so beautiful. And he, I could flow with him, but there was that piece of him, and there is something about men that they want to pioneer out. They want to do it their ways, and they do. And so I understood that in the spirit, but I just thought that's a lot to give up to the penal system.
Absolutely.
I mean, he was a brilliant, brilliant thinker. So, yeah, he came to me. War-torn, weather-scorned. Like I say, he came to me tired. He was tired by the time I met him.
Wow. He should be in the system.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, now I want to know about Distant Lover.
We did Distant Lover.
Did we do Distant Lover?
We did it in the first segment.
All right. I think it was another one in here. Wait a minute. Wait.
You going through all the poetry?
Yeah, I like the poetry. I think it was... I think we did this whole book.
No, we haven't talked about the afterthought, which is highly important.
That's my last part. That was my last piece.
Well, you the one over here struggling. Got the book and you struggling.
Well, just because the first segment didn't go also. Okay, what about this one? Late Night Flight.
Oh, Late Night Flight. My Beautiful African. That was a poem I wrote about this African Caduce. I loved Caduce. He was a beautiful, beautiful person to know. He was an intellect. And one of the things I learned is that, the Nigerians are sort of like considered like the bling bling Africans. They sort of are shiny. They like shiny things. They can be considered slick. They usually are viewed as tricksters. But what was interesting about him is that he was really, really intelligent. He was the only man I met that was excited that I had that I was going for my doctorate, that I had my doctorate. In fact, he never called, once he knew that, he never called me Wanda again. He only called me doctor. And that was something I needed. The Africans embrace education. Like, they really, like, you are royalty if you are smart and intelligent, and they like that. And so after having had a life of being sort of young, black, and gifted, you know, dating men who decided, and with black men, I had only really had two extremes. They either was going to beat the smartness out of me, or they was going to, you know, hang around and use it to their benefit. And so it was nice to see where, look, he wasn't intimidated by me. He was willing to walk with me, like, if that, you know, if it came to that. And so it came to me at a time I needed it, because part of what happened with the dissolution of the marriage is that, you know, my husband admitted, like, you know, I'm sick of you. You do everything better than me. I want to see if there's anything I can do and be good at. That, you know, he just felt like he could not shine. And the thing was, I spent many years of the marriage dumbing down. I really just sort of, you know, minimizing as much as I could. And even with that, I still pressed through. Well, let me tell you something. I was wrong. I never should have done that. That's first of all, and that's something that you learn when you meet highly intelligent people. They'll tell you, like, look, you don't do that. Because a man would never meet a woman and dummy down for her. Right. And so that was my error. But that also is part of how women work. That if we can make it work, we will, out of love, even, you know, delete a piece of ourselves to try to be in something that's, you know, and that's why you need God. Absolutely. So that you don't place yourself in a position that you shouldn't be in. See, absolutely. what did First Corinthians 13 say? Love is an envy. Yeah, so, you know, I should have known then, like, this has a corruption to it that God can fix it, but, you know, all parties have to come. You know, God don't, you know, you have to go to Him. So, you know, that was part of what that was. So part of what I loved about him, he was my intellectual. He was that person that I could have that discussion about cultural, intellectual things, politics. All of these things matter to me. You know, whether or not the Klan is organized, it matters to me. Whether or not black children get decent education matters to me. Whether or not they rebuild Detroit, Michigan, my hometown, matters to me. I look at the double standards. So, you know, Tupac didn't make it because he needed more time to grow up. But, you know, the average white boy can do the same sort of nonsense that Tupac did, wash himself off and get back in the game and nobody remembers it. You know, we have a lot of iconic people that get punished and they lose everything because they really are going through growing pains. And so all of that stuff matters to me. It matters to me whether or not women are maternal, whether they are, you know, putting good feeding their children good things, you know, good music, good food, good culture. That matters to me. So he was somebody that related to me on that level. I didn't have to convince him of that. These were things that he was. Okay. Yeah. So that's where that poem came from.
All right. Now we're going to get to the afterthought.
No, go ahead. What's happening?
Now I want you to tell me about the afterthought.
Well, this wraps up the book. The afterthought wraps up the book, and what's important about the afterthought is that at the end of the whole experience, I walked away with a complete understanding of my own nature and the nature of men. And it was so profound a change that I understood I don't need to be angry with them. I don't need to be mad at them. What I need to do is walk with a strong identity, be clear about what I want, conduct myself appropriately, understand that every man is not for me, and I'm not what every man wants, and whoever God has for me will come. And it also helped me really put the cheating piece, infidelity, in its proper place. So one thing I learned is every relationship, the potential for a man to cheat is always there. It's there for a number of reasons. And some of it is just their natures. But also it is women's double standards, lack of standards, you know, signals the fact that there's always someone to participate in it. And but there were men who did not cheat, and the reason they didn't cheat was that the love that they felt for God and for the woman was greater than what happened with their loins. And so, but those components had to be there. That if a godless, and you give me a godless anybody, and I'm going to give you a problem. I'm going to give you a liar, I'll give you a cheat, I'll give you a deceiver. But anyone that's like leaning on God, that they think to themselves, I just don't want to fall short with God, will control a lot of those sort of temptation-ish kind of desires. So it made me forgive. It said, look, there's a possibility. Now, I'm not willing to be committed to a serial cheat. Because I'm not structured to handle it. Right. So because I learned that about myself, that's something I tell everybody. Look, you can do what you want to do because I really don't have any control over anyone but myself. But should you do that, then what happens is, as far as my life goes, this journey is complete, and so I'm gonna pack up, and go on to my next journey. Because I really authentically believe there are men out there that want to have a committed relationship, that they value the sanctity of that unit, that they appreciate women that meet them at hospitals, wash their clothes, raise good babies, share their money, buy them things, when they don't have anything. You understand? Like, they appreciate that so much that they think, now I could go and get this chick in the back of this car. But should this surface, this is going to destroy this person that's a solid for me. And for that reason, I'm going to leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone.
My God. And I think that's one of the most important parts about a relationship is, like you said, we got to still know who we are. We got to know who we are and what we're getting into. And I believe in love. I believe in commitment. I believe in what God has for us. Love is one of the most powerful things that outrule everything. And if you love God, you'll love yourself, and you'll learn to love others, especially when you're in a relationship. Because it says in the Bible that a man is not meant to live alone.
Right.
Be alone. And I believe everybody has someone. When you meet that person, love and embrace it.
Yeah, you have to love and embrace it.
Embrace it. Wallow in it and explore it, so you can have the memories of love. So you can have something to build on.
Well, what people don't admit is that they need it. Like, all these people, they try to make out like the cheating, the deception, that all this stuff is fun. But the truth is, everyone that it happens to, like when they're even a hustler don't want to be hustled. Even a hustler don't want to be, even a pimp don't want to be pimped. Like, nobody wants it to happen to them because it's painful. It is absolutely painful. And when people start admitting that, then they'll walk away from that. Like, for me, this is my marriage, and I'm gonna wrap up with this. I told my husband, I said, I could find out that you was cheating, and I'm still not gonna cheat. My commitment is to my own temple, my own self, my relationship. I don't want that for me. I don't want to wear all them different hats and mustaches. I don't feel like lying. I don't want to do any of the stuff that's required. I have children. I don't want them to walk through the community with shame. I don't want that for myself. When I have that kind of energy, I feel like I got an idle mind. You know what I do? I build radio stations on the internet.
Absolutely.
I write books. I talk with good friends. I enjoy coffee. I explore different parts of myself, but that's never an option for me.
That's very good.
That's never an option for me.
Said,
and listen, that came with maturity, because I done made my share of mistakes. Okay,
we all have.
All right.
I don't know a person that walked on this earth and haven't made a mistake.
Yeah, but everybody don't tell it.
Right.
All right.
And it's about being honest and being honest with yourself. And do you want to be honest with God?
He already know.
Right. Even though he know, he wants you to tell it.
He
wants you to tell it, though. We talk about repentance. Like you say,
you have to repent it.
Repentance. What does repentance mean? To say I'm not going to do it no more.
To ask for forgiveness.
Ask for forgiveness, not do it anymore.
Okay.
And that's important. And one of the things is, I believe that a person, especially a relationship, should have God all the way in, through and through.
It's no way for us to do it any other way. And listen, if you enjoyed this conversation, we will be launching our podcast, because I don't know how I feel about this live broadcasting and dealing with stream. We'll probably stream once a month, but we'll definitely be releasing our podcast on Wednesdays. In which case you can tune in, you can download, you can share with a friend. But we really, really want you to check into the conversation. Definitely thread and tell us your comments on the Fanbook Facebook page, which is titled Beyond the Surface Radio. We look forward to your comments, your ideas, your thoughts, everything. It has been an absolute blast, even with the kinks. At the end of the day, this radio station came about because somebody else's radio station was supposed to interview me and it didn't.